She lost everything: her parents, her freedom, and her dreams. Forced into a marriage with a ruthless billionaire who only sees her as a business deal, Emily's life feels like a nightmare. But as she fights for her independence, something unexpected happens. Will she escape, or will love rewrite her destiny? Watch till the end to find out the full story, and if you can support us by giving this video a like. Also, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon. Let's get started. In a quiet town in Texas, a young woman named Emily Monroe sat alone in her family home, devastated. Just weeks ago, she had lost both her parents in a tragic incident. Her uncle and aunt had poisoned them during a family gathering to take control of her father's estate. As Emily sat in the living room wiping away tears, the front door burst open. Her uncle Frank and his wife Linda stormed in. At first, she thought they were there to comfort her, but Frank wasted no time. "Start packing your bags," he ordered coldly. "You're leaving this house today." Shocked, Emily sat up. "But Uncle Frank, this is my parents' house. Where am I supposed to go?" "Shut your mouth," he snapped. "In 2 weeks, a man from New York is coming to get you. You're getting married." Emily's heart pounded. "Married? But I don't even know him." Before she could say another word, Frank slapped her across the face. "You don't get a say in this. He already paid for you. You should be grateful." Linda scoffed. "Instead of whining, you should be thanking us. He's rich, and you'll be living in luxury." Emily collapsed to the floor in tears. Her own family had sold her off like a piece of property. 2 weeks later, a sleek black limousine pulled up in front of the house. A well-dressed man stepped out. His name was Nathan Carter, a wealthy businessman from Manhattan. Under the watchful eyes of the neighbors, Emily was ushered into the car, her fate sealed. The ride to the city was overwhelming. The bright lights, towering skyscrapers, and fast-paced energy of New York were a world apart from her quiet Texas town. When they arrived at Nathan's penthouse, Emily took in the lavish space, but instead of comfort, she felt trapped. That night, she tried to start a conversation. "Can I know a little more about you?" she asked timidly. Nathan barely looked at her. "I care about one thing, money," he said flatly. Emily hesitated. "What do you like? What do you dislike?" Nathan smirked. "I like making money. I hate being broke. That's all you need to know." She pressed on. "Are there things you absolutely can't stand?" Nathan's expression hardened. "What is this, an interrogation? Are you a reporter?" Emily took a deep breath. "I just want to understand the man I'm living with." Nathan scoffed. "Your uncle said you weren't very bright, but you don't seem as naive as they made you sound." Realizing that pushing the conversation further was useless, Emily whispered, "Good night." She turned and went to her room, feeling lonelier than ever. The next morning, Nathan was already gone. Unsure of what else to do, Emily cleaned the penthouse, rearranged the furniture, and prepared dinner. That evening, when Nathan returned, she said, "I made dinner for us." "I already ate," he said dismissively. "You can eat alone." Emily's patience snapped. "I spent time cooking for us, and you don't even care?" Nathan narrowed his eyes. "Listen, don't get any ideas. You're not my wife. I only married you to shut my parents up. They keep asking when I'll settle down, so now I have you, for pictures when necessary." Emily's stomach twisted. "So you married me just for the image?" "Exactly," he said. "And I'm not letting you go. My parents are unpredictable. They'll ask for updates. You'll stay put." Emily clenched her fists. "I may have been forced into this marriage, but I won't just sit here and be treated like nothing." Nathan laughed dryly. "I paid good money for you, Emily. You're not going anywhere. If you won't let me leave, then at least help me find a job. I can't just sit around all day doing nothing." Nathan rolled his eyes. "The TV's right there. Watch it if you're bored." The next morning, Emily made a decision. She wouldn't be his puppet. She dug out her high school diploma, took a deep breath, and left the penthouse. After hours of walking the busy streets, she landed a job as a sales associate at an electronics store. It wasn't much, but it was hers. That evening, Nathan returned home hungry, only to find that Emily had cooked. He hesitated, then grabbed a plate and took a bite. Damn, it was good. As he ate, he spotted the money he had given Emily the night before still sitting on the counter. Frowning, he went to her room. "Why didn't you take the money I left?" Emily folded her arms. "I don't need your money. I don't dress up for you, and I don't owe you anything." Nathan leaned against the doorframe. My parents commented on your clothes. You need to look presentable in the photos. Emily sighed. Fine, I'll take it as a loan, but I'll pay you back. Nathan smirked. Whatever you say, just make sure you don't look like a country girl tomorrow. The next night, when he forgot his keys, he knocked on the door. Emily opened it, wearing a sleek black dress that hugged her figure. Nathan froze. You've been staring for 3 minutes, she said. If you're not coming in, I'm closing the door. Snapping out of it, he stepped inside. You look different. Thanks. Now, do you want dinner? For the first time, Nathan found himself drawn to her. Later that night, he hesitated before speaking. Sleep in my room tonight. Emily frowned. No, I prefer to sleep downstairs. You're my wife, and we should sleep in the same room, he said firmly. Without waiting for her response, he moved her things. Over the next month, Nathan noticed something strange. Every afternoon when he returned for lunch, Emily wasn't home. Curious, he followed her one morning and discovered her working at the electronics store. Relieved she wasn't seeing someone else, he went home. That night, when Emily returned, he was waiting. Where were you? She hesitated. I found a job. Nathan's jaw tightened. Why would my wife need to work at some store? Emily crossed her arms. Since when do you call me your wife? Nathan exhaled sharply. Listen, at first, I only married you for appearances, but now, things are different. I think I've fallen for you. Emily's heart skipped a beat. You, what? I love you, Emily. She studied his face, searching for deception, but finding none. Nathan stepped closer. If you want to work, fine, but work with me in my office, be my partner. Emily smiled softly. I didn't expect that. Come on, he said. Let's go out and celebrate. Emily laughed. You know what? I'd love that. She had walked into this city as a prisoner, but now things had changed. Maybe, just maybe, love had found them both in the unlikeliest of places. The next morning, Emily found herself standing in front of a massive glass skyscraper, Nathan's office building. She'd agreed to work with him, but as she stepped into the lobby, nerves crept in. Nathan smirked at her hesitation. Nervous? She lifted her chin. Not at all. Good, because you're about to meet my board of directors. Emily's heart skipped a beat. What? I thought I was just shadowing you today. Nathan chuckled. No, I want you involved. My company specializes in tech investments, and I want to see if you can hold your own. Taking a deep breath, Emily followed him into the sleek conference room where a group of well-dressed executives sat waiting. As the meeting began, she listened carefully, absorbing everything. Then, something caught her attention. One of the managers proposed investing in a struggling electronics startup, one Emily recognized from her previous job. She hesitated, then spoke up. With all due respect, I don't think this is a wise investment. That company is losing customers fast. Their products are outdated, and I've personally dealt with several frustrated customers who return them daily. The room fell silent. Nathan leaned back, studying her. Interesting. And how would you fix that? Emily thought for a moment. They need a full rebranding. If we do invest, we should push them to innovate, offer something new instead of trying to compete with bigger brands. A few board members murmured in agreement. Nathan smirked. Not bad for your first day. From then on, Emily worked closely with Nathan, and their partnership grew stronger. He no longer saw her as just a contract wife. He admired her intelligence, her drive, and her ability to challenge him. One evening, after a long day at work, Nathan surprised Emily with a candlelit dinner on their penthouse balcony. She raised an eyebrow. What's the occasion? Nathan poured her a glass of wine. You've been working hard. I figured you deserved something special. Emily smiled. You're not the same cold-hearted man I met months ago. Nathan took a deep breath. And you're not the helpless girl your uncle sold off. You changed me, Emily. You made me realize that love isn't just a business deal. Her heart pounded. Nathan, I love you, he said softly, taking her hand. Not because I need to, but because I want to. Tears welled in Emily's eyes. I love you too. As the city lights shimmered around them, they sealed their love with a kiss, knowing that what started as a forced arrangement had turned into something real, something neither of them had expected. And this time, their love story was truly theirs to write.
Please support our channel by giving this video a thumbs up. Also subscribe and turn on the bell notification so that you will be the first to be notified when we post another video like this one.